What's going on, guys? Alex here at 14 EDC, and today I need to do the full reviews of the Axial Gear sort of package that I got sent in from Kevin over at Left EDC. I actually did these on Friday. I was attempting to do them all in one big video, but my phone couldn't support all the storage. I had too much stuff on there, so I had to delete all of it, and it was just a big mess, and I just got frustrated, so I quit filming. So I decided to do them individually. Figured I would try to bust through three of them, try to make them not as long as I normally make reviews, not ramble as much, which is what I'm doing right now. So jumping right into the first Axial Gear product, this is the new fixed blade, which is the Alpine. So I'm gonna be honest, this was the one that I didn't carry this at all. I did use it around the house, I think 2 or 3 times, and I kind of played with it and held it at my desk and stuff like that a lot, but I did not carry it on my person. I just had been so busy with work, and there was just no, I really didn't go out too many places to where I, wanted to carry a fixed blade and stuff like that, so I just didn't carry it. But comes in this nice Kydex sheath. You guys can see it's poking out with this green micarta scales. You have a lanyard hole back here. And then the one nice thing about this knife is it's super thin, so if you did decide to try to carry it on your person, scalp carry, horizontal carry, or vertical carry, like on your side or appendix or whatever, it's going to be super thin and super easy to, I would think, conceal. Overall, this is a 3.5 inch length in blade, so to me that's kind of like the top end of lengths that I would personally be able to conceal. I think anything bigger than this, I wouldn't, try to carry it. But the carrying method that comes with it is this tech lock, which is nice. But I much prefer a, loop method similar to what I have here on my Mill Run Knife Co. Custom. He just has a nice single soft loop, and I prefer those a little bit more because they're just a little bit easier to get on and off your belt. They're a little bit, just kind of more minimalistic, I guess you could say. But the tech lock is nice for certain situations where, you really want this thing on your belt and you don't want it to move. Yeah, so Kevin sent it to me with it off of the sheath, so I just never put it back on because, like I said, I never had any chance to go out in the woods or anything like that to carry it. If I had one of those opportunities arise, I would have probably, but I just, had been so busy recently and stuff like that. So, but you guys know I talk about that all the time. But this is cool because you could probably use it some sort of way to use it on like a backpack strap. I think Chris over at Grady's Gear said that that's what he was going to do with his, or that's what he planned on doing. But these are nice and secure, just a typical tech lock. If you guys have seen one before, it's the same thing. So jumping over to the Kydex. The Kydex is nicely done. It has no sharp edges or anything like that. And then retention is good. Like, there's no movement or anything like that, and you're not going to shake this knife out. But it's weird, whenever you go to kind of use your thumb here as a ramp to push off, it comes out like easy, but then it gets like a secondary tension point, and then it's harder to pull out. It's really weird. It took me a little bit, to kind of get used to oh, you're going to pull it out, but then, oh, you're going to run into a wall again. And it's not like it's that much pressure being put on it. It's just kind of, this is the first fixed blade that I've ever handled that has had this sort of, I wouldn't call it an issue with the Kydex, but just something that I noticed that I wanted to point out to you guys. And, it could differ knife to knife. This could just be kind of an outlier for the knife that I have in right now. And everyone else's knife, and sheath could be perfectly fine. So, and it functions fine. Like I said, it's not going to fall out. It's just something that I noticed and I wanted to portray to you guys. So, take the knife out of the sheath, and you guys can see that it is rocking this nice satin, very simple blade shape. There's the Axial Gear logo, the 3 lines that is Axial Gear's sort of calling card. This is an S35VN. Has a nice fuller across the top here. Comes down to a nice thin edge. It's a flat grind, and if you do look, you can, in the right light, you can see the grind lines. I don't know if you guys are going to be able to pick that up or not, but just a very simple sort of spear point, drop point style blade. Very utilitarian, very usable. Just very simple with 2 screws on each side to hold the micarta on. And like I said, overall, this is a very thin knife. And the crown of the spine is very flat, which is very comfortable. We'll jump right into ergos. I can easily get 4 fingers on here. If my hand was a little bit longer or bigger, I feel like I would kind of have an issue with my pinky, but right where I'm at right now, it's comfortable. And the spine is very wide, and it has a very nice kind of landing pad up here. It's almost like it's crowned, but it's like not at the same time. It's kind of somewhere in the middle, if that makes sense. But it's very comfortable in hand. My thumb, you can either land right here where there's kind of like a ramp, or depending on the grip, you can also, and how big your hands are, you can also land somewhere up in here too, which I found myself, if you're kind of in like this style of grip, you can kind of land right here. Or if you're, trying to do a little bit more precise, like push cuts and be more aware of what you're cutting, you can kind of put your thumb up here and gets really good control of the top, portion / tip of the blade. So, and it, the thinness comes into play again, very thin. The micarta feels really good. It has really nice texture to it, excuse me. It's not like sort of the laminated micarta that you get from other retailers and other manufacturers that is kind of hard. This has a really nice texture, and it's kind of what I like to refer to as like soft micarta, is it just kind of like absorbs into your hands. And you guys can already see that there are already different splotches of color on here just due to, me and Kevin. I think Kevin was the first one to get this in. I think this is Kevin's knife actually, but but from both of our hands handling it, there's, starting to darken in different areas. And that's another reason why I like micarta so much. Very lightweight and just very grippy. So ergos are awesome. If it was any smaller, for me personally, it probably would be an issue, but it's very comfortable. The spine area is a great, there's not much jimping unless you're kind of landing back here on the sort of indentations of the Axial Gear logo, which again can double as jimping. It's just, most of the time I find myself put my, landing up here with my thumb and then, going wherever I'm going with this. So ergos are awesome. Carry, I can't really comment too much on because like I said, I didn't carry it, but it is a very lightweight knife. It's again, very slim, very streamlined. Overall package with the clip on it, even like I'm holding them in both my hand right now, and it's not heavy at all. And if you really like the overall look of this knife and you aren't a huge fan of the tech lock, I'm sure you could go on Amazon or something and find a soft loop or two and add them to yourself to the Kydex, and that would make a fantastic kind of scout carry. But unfortunately, they do not come with the soft loops, which I get it. Like the tech lock is the more expensive option out of the, between the tech lock and the soft loops, but I feel like maybe they could have included both because not everyone's a big fan of the tech lock. In my opinion, there's certain aspects and certain situations where a tech lock is superior, obviously, than soft loops. But for an everyday sort of EDC style blade that you're going to want to carry in an urban environment, maybe you would maybe prefer soft loops. At least I would. I know some people would too. So just a thought. But yeah, overall, I mean, I guess we can talk about pricing now. So on Axial Gear's website, this goes for $129, which is interesting because when I did my unboxing of this probably 3 weeks ago or so by now, when I got on the website to learn about it and to kind of check out the specs, I could swear that the price was $150. So they have come down $20 in price, which is really cool. I think this is very much worth it for what you're getting here. And then you can also use, Kevin has a code, Chris, Grady's Gear has a code, I believe Tri-State EDC, Cole has a code, and Jake over at Bearded Gear, I believe, has a code too. So you can use any of their codes to get 10% off, which is another, I think, like $15 from $130. So you're gonna get, a really good fixed blade for $115 that is gonna be ready to work whenever you get it. Now, this, along with their folder, is not made in the USA, which is kind of what their OTFs are prided upon being. They're made in the USA, but from what I've understood, Axial Gear is trying to bring over and get more machines in their plant, in their factory or whatever, to be able to make this and the folder all in house, which is really cool. If you're making OTFs fully in the United States, it's you're going to draw even more people in when you're going to start making folders and fixed blades and all kinds of stuff, here in the US. So it's another cool feature, but I'm not sure when they have, an idea of when they're gonna get that started. That's just what I think I heard from Kevin. But yeah, so at a price point of $130 with a 10% off coupon code, I would definitely recommend this. I think it's a great EDC option. I'm not going to go out and pick one up just because I already have, my custom here from Trevor over at Mill Run Knife Company, and I'm not, the biggest collector of fixed blades. I much prefer to put money into folders and stuff like that. But it's definitely compelling. It's definitely a great, option, and I really don't have any complaints about it, just besides maybe adding soft loops in addition to the tech lock. So I think Axial Gear has a great design on their hands. I think they, have a great product, and I think that they're going to continue to sell well, and I can't wait to see what, more renditions of this or new fixed blades they come out with in the future. So that's about all I have today, guys, for the Axial Gear Alpine, their newest fixed blade. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I think I did a pretty good job with getting this under 15 minutes. I did a pretty quick job with this one. So thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you have a fantastic rest of your day. I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Peace.